Let's collide, family. This is Dwyatt2077. I'm here in the booth with Sigil, and we've got an exciting race for you tonight between Fiery Blizzard and Physics Shebang, and they're going to be running the Doom's Rage flag set for you. Sigil, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Dwyer?
I'm doing all right. I'm excited to see these two runners.
Yes.
Fiery Blizzard is an amazing runner, and Physics Shebang is Physics Shebang, also an
Yeah,
amazing runner.
yeah. And it's sort of a race between two different playstyles, where Blizzard's more of a risk taker, and Physics is more slow and steady wins the race.
Exactly. Now, about these flag sets, this is part of the War of the Magi flag sets, along with Poltergeist Fury and Goddess Edict.
Yes.
Tell us about these Doom's Rage flags.
Nice. So we have it for unlock. We have 6 characters and 9 espers, and we only have a 2-character start. If we kill 1 dragon, we get auto wall. 3 dragons is auto haste, and 5 dragons is auto image. The item yes. So
do you go after dragons?
That I generally do, because I like the auto haste, and the auto image is pretty much your instant calmness protection for tier 3, since it resets on each tier. And for the rewards for beating the dragons or dead checks, you'll get big sticks like the Lumina, Ragnarok, VK, Ice Shield, and Mega Elixir. Also, our runners must have a -10 magic stat to the magic stat and +20 to the vigor. And the stats usually be shuffled within their vanilla spots. And each character has a 50% equip rate along with their original equipment pool. And there's no fire spells, bolt spells, and Ultima.
It's going to be a bit chilly tonight with all those ice spells flying around.
Oh, yes. Hopefully they have some sort of offense besides that for Doom.
Absolutely. Now, we probably will be seeing a lot of big sticks floating around, especially with that +20 vigor. That's definitely what you're going to want.
Yep. And also, the scaling is, for every check they do, the enemy's levels increase by 2.5.
Which, if I believe, is 0.5 higher than your normal UL flags. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. It's the same with the HP and MP scaling, while the experience and GP scaling is 2.5 times your characters, espers, and dragons defeated. With the max scaling of level 50, which is 10 more levels compared to our normal UL flag set.
These runners, I don't think it's going to be a big deal at all.
But depending on how they take on the statues, it can be, since they have higher abilities. And as we see, one of our characters is Setzer.
And the other is Go-Go.
Ooh, and Setzer has tools.
He does. Okay, so this is going to be nice. Depending on what tool he starts off with, we could have some pretty decent offense, especially with that Go-Go being able to mimic it. And on physics side, we are immediately seeing a Collingen play to get the old man Strago with sword tech. While on the flip side, we've got Fiery Blizzard going for a Go-Go check right away.
I bet you our runner's going to be wanting a Cyan so they could unlock sword tech by doing Dome of Dream tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Now, normally a Strago with sword tech is kind of iffy. However, with that +20 vigor, I mean, even the old man could be good with sword tech.
Yep. It's one of the few times I'm happy to see Strago.
Golden Chucker, I saw that message, and you can feel free to ask them in DMs what they think about that. Alright, so we see both of our runners. They are doing the Zone Eater. Fire Blizzard got knocked off the bridge by the conductors, doing a little pause buffering here to prevent it. So while they're doing that, let's talk about our great team in the background of Drinks Glue, who's our restreamer tonight, and Gretham, who is pushing the buttons on tracking.
And we couldn't do what we do without the tracker.
Exactly. They keep us honest and on track.
I don't think I could ever not save before the falling ceiling.
Oh, I am a coward, and I will always save because I get squished by that thing more times than I care to admit in public.
Yes.
And first Esper is Odin. And
I believe
no warp stone.
I believe they start with warp stones.
They do. So he's going over to get this chest.
Yes.
All right, and I'm going to assume that Fire is probably going to head over and do the Collingen check and get his Strago. And I'm assuming from here we're probably going to see them do a pretty normal loot path. Probably going to hit South Figaro's. And just reading the DLK's message in there. Anyway, doing some of the normal loot paths that we would see in most seeds.
I also like to point out in these 3 flag sets, you start with 1 dried meat.
Yes, you do. So there will be no meat hunting tonight. And we're getting a Narsh play from Fiery Blizzard and a Returner's Hideout from Physics. And let's see if the Returners are hiding away anything good. And so far, it's other than that Genji glove.
I'm mostly seeing selling stuff on Physics' side.
Absolutely. We know Physics is a big sell person.
Oh, yes, he is. When he was my mentor, he told me do not copy him with that.
And you did, though.
No, I did it without copying him. That's just my natural way. Ooh.
Oh. I see that. Ice shields.
And I could feel Physics probably anger towards it building up.
Probably.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna be stocking up on those consumables just to get through the early fights, keep them in safe, with both the heals, the raises, and to get rid of any annoying status effects that might hurt our runners.
Cerise, I think it's going to be fixed dice supremacy this seed.
Wow, a gold hairpin and an economizer in a seed that really goes for physical offense.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm seeing Physics' eyes just light up with the dollar signs.
Yeah, because more than likely he's gonna be Where did we pick up fixed dice from, by the way?
That was the back. That was the back room with the 1 chest.
Ah, okay. See, I think I was watching the other screen at that point.
Yes.
And yes, I was poo-pooing the magic in the Doom's Rage Seed. However, you can do a lot of damage with magic even in these flag sets. And that was a Minerva.
Yes.
Oh, ice rods.
Ice rods.
Okay. That's nice. You know, the real chattiest, I agree. If Realm wants to cast Ice 3 with 60 magic, or even higher magic,
That's,
by all means.
yeah.
Murder Child can freeze the room.
DOK, that room I know exists. I just don't go in there.
Okay, so we've got a Setzer, Gogo, and Strago as our party right now.
Yes.
What character do you want to see next?
A cyan.
Cyan, for that sword tech, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. If I can't get a cyan, give me a Celis? I will take a Celis.
And my third option would be Terra.
Absolutely. Sabin? Well, actually, I was surprised that Sigil didn't say Sabin because that's his favorite character in all of the world. I mean,
If you find a Sabin early, he's not going to be able to equip any big sticks because the seed just hates me in that regard.
well, luckily you're not a runner, so maybe the seed
Yes.
will not be like that.
Right. And
I feel like chat has it out for us, Sigil. What do you think?
yep, I probably deserve it also.
I mean, but not me.
You're my partner in crime.
Oh, guilty by association, I see.
Exactly.
All right, so on physics side, we are going to see a Zen Thief peak to see whether it is a glowing stone or trash. It is a glowing stone. Mid-price.
Nice. I'll take it.
And nice Atlas armors. We're going to see wonder if he's going to be selling that economizer and the fixed dice.
Nice.
No, 31k is not bad. Sigil, at what point do you cut off and do you check the other world for the price? What's your cutoff limit?
About 40k, unless I have a Sabin.
Okay, fair enough. And then you go because of Collapsing House.
Exactly. And yes,
Right.
Cerise, there's no Ultima in Doom's Flags. Along with there's no fire spells and bolt spells.
So Sigil, we were talking before the race, and we were being a little mean to our runners, and thinking of things, worst case scenarios. And one of them was fixed dice that they couldn't use, and flare is their only spell. With the economizer and gold hairpin, I don't know if it's so bad if they get flare now.
Oh no, just because I know physics hates the animation length. That's the only reason why I said flare.
You're a terrible person.
Yes.
Well, thankfully we do have a natural fixed dice user, so right off the bat we've got some good offense. Potentially good offense. Maybe some scam offense.
Great offense for beginning of the seed.
And that was a strength plus 2, I think, on that Odin. And I did not see what was on the other Esper. They went through that a little too quick for me.
Yes. Gretham, I agree with you. I like terrible things when I'm watching.
Alright, so, not that it's gonna come up right now, but we know what we never do to these guys, right?
Yep. We never sketched them.
We never sketch chicken lips.
That's.
In the meantime, Fiery Blizzard is stocking up on some ice shields. Sold the farm for those. Alright. And sticking on some earrings. Alright, good to go.
we have a question in the chat from Glue. How can he play in the world of Magi and race cool people and make new friends?
Well,
Oh.
the best way to do it is to join our Discord at the FF6 Worlds Collide Discord, which I'm sure he will gladly put the Discord link in the chat for us. And that is the best place to meet your other runner friends of Worlds Collide, play in the War of the Magi, join the Ultros League for Season 9 that'll be coming up eventually, but also the Moogle Cup 4 that will be kicking off probably towards the end of July, beginning of August, depending on how quickly we get our signups.
Yes. We have one of these great mentors running tonight, and the same with my co-coms, Dwyer.
Exactly. We've got some great mentors out here that will really help anybody that wants to learn that game, or this game, that game. And it can definitely help you out. On top of that, maybe tournaments aren't your style. We also have one-on-one mentoring along with VOD reviews. And we are getting a tower climb. Now this is a really interesting play. Very low level to do a tower climb. And maybe it's not going to go so well. But we did have ice rods and ice shields that we could blow on these fights.
But I'm thinking Blizzard wants to save an ice shield for the boss up top.
Probably. Unfortunately, this is not the best dragon for the ice shields. But it's not the worst, for sure.
Especially just being on level 3.
Exactly. Now this is going to definitely bump him up in levels. It will also put on the auto reflect status. And just to show physics some love, I do believe we had a reset out of that chicken lips fight, and now he's going to be taking on these fossil fangs for an easy win.
Yes.
And easy levels.
Thank you, Revivifies. And we have Blizzard getting past the Skull Dragon and being rewarded with the Magus Rod.
Absolutely. So I did see that Physics learned Cure too, so he'll be able to keep his party up a little bit with that Cure spell. And we're definitely off the level 3 hump now on both characters.
Yes. And we have that Yeti would be taught to me if I was Blizzard.
Oh, I know. No. So he did not go all the way up the tower.
Yeah.
And we've got tentacles up in the sky. Now, tentacles are not a lot of fun at early levels.
But, as you notice, he has Setzer with the running shoes. So their slow won't be able to get him.
Absolutely. And we started with an air anchor, so we were able to kill off that one tentacle that is weak to instant death.
Yes.
So Fiery Blizzard probably does not have a whole lot in the way of spells. However, he did stock up on ice shields and possibly ice rods.
He used all his ice shields.
Okay, so he used them all. Hopefully he's got some ice rods left, or something else that we might have missed that he bought, just to kill whatever's at the top here. But this is a bold play, and I love it.
Yeah. I feel Yeti is like the perfect character for this flag set.
Absolutely. Oh, and that is an Illumina.
Ooh.
Correct answer. And Go-Go can use that Illumina. All right. Well, since you guys are being terrible people, I'm gonna say Tri-Talk.
Magi Master.
Oh, God. Those are all awful.
Come on, Vanilla Magi Master.
Well, speaking of Tri-Talk, we got Tri-Talk from the Search the Skies fight.
Oh.
Well, you win some, you lose some.
Yes.
Alright. We did still have an Ice Shield, and we've got a Go-Go mimicking it, so we have unlimited Ice Shields. Oh, that's gross.
Yes.
Oh, a Brontar in the Coliseum for... Yeah,
a red jacket. No.
A red jacket. Nope.
Nope.
That is a big nope.
Yes.
Yeah, we're getting a tomb play. I like the tomb play.
I forget the tomb exists half the time.
I know.
Yes.
Wait, do you forget about it, or do you, like, purposely pretend it doesn't exist like I do Phoenix Cave?
I forget about it because normally my routing doesn't take me near there.
Okay, fair enough.
That's a start.
Fair enough. So we'll get to see at the end here at the tomb what sleeps in Daryl's tomb. So we're gonna... Physics is probably hoping for a character. We have not seen what's at the Yeti spot yet, so we don't know if this Yeti leads to another character on Fiery's side. But despite there being an Ultros League, a Moogle Cup, and a War of the Magi, Yeti is the official mascot, I think. Or unofficial mascot.
He's really the official mascot.
I mean, I'm sure people would argue with you, but I don't want our restreamer. I don't want our restreamer to cut us off. So, yes.
Gretham, it's not nice to talk about Strago like that.
Ow. Oh, we got a Phoenix. Wow, all of Gretham's messages suddenly got deleted. I don't know what happened. And folks, this is why this is such a fun and great community.
Yes.
Alright, so we've got cranes over on physics side. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, we don't have to worry about any fires going off on this right side crane.
Yes. And physics is going to be rewarded with the Phoenix Esper.
Exactly.
I wonder if physics is going to make a Fanatics Tower play soon.
Well, we know that there's a character there. However, it looks like he's going to be going down to either Haydn or Burning House. Preferably Haydn. I would definitely rather do RNG Cave than Burning House at this point.
Same here. But I'm sort of surprised physics didn't go back for buy some ice rods.
It's possible he forgot about them.
Yeah.
Or it's possible because he's learned a few spells now off his espers. He's had more espers than Fire Blizzard.
Yeah.
So he may think that he is better off with the spells so far.
Because I know he was talking to me about trying to be more aggressive.
Oh. Well, you know, whenever you hit the caliber of these runners, you kind of
Yeah.
have to be to
Yes.
really be able to compete with them.
Yes.
And we're looking for the
Uh,
22 coral here in RNG Cave. And it's being a little stingy.
right. While we have Blizzard going up for the Yeti checks. Do you think it's going to be a character at the Yeti spot?
I do. I think it's going to be a character.
What character do you think it's going to be?
Well, I have my hopes, which we've kind of already went through, and
Yes.
that's definitely going to be a cyan for that sword tick. But yeah, there's a gal. There's a gal out there hiding somewhere.
Yes.
All right, number 128 is hiding in the hiding spot. Gretham, you're a terrible person. I just want to seem that.
Yes.
Just want to say that.
Gretham, it's like you're reading my mind.
We have the best chat ever. And
Yeah.
we've got Dirt Durgan up on the mountain.
Cerise, can we have the Moogle defense have lock?
Moment of truth. It is Shote in the hiding spot. So,
Normally-
is the Fanatics Tower gated? And if it is, how gross is that?
That.
Alright, we got Thunder Rods here. Probably something that physics definitely wants to see is
Yes.
some rods to use, especially if he's going into Burning House. Make very quick work of those random encounters in there. Hopefully pick up some good XP at the same time. And yes, we have Narapa the Rappa.
No one do what I do and try cast Doom on it.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. However, that Odin Esper is going to come in handy right now. And what do we get from the Tritalk spot? We get an Esper. Bahamut is a good Esper to have. I wonder what it has on there.
If the seed is Fanatics Tower gated, then each check physics is doing is just going to make the Atma weapon that much harder to kill.
That's true. Now, on the flip side of that, physics is also getting a head start on his Esper count as well. Oh, Glue.
Glue, I'm hoping for Twin Hawk, so we can hear some amazing songs.
All right, it is going to be a character up at Yeti. And it is a Mog.
No.
We get another mountain climb. Gretham called it. And a Magi Master. Oh, goodness. Oh, folks, this just got nasty.
Yes.
This is gross.
Can I just say I appreciate for once Gretham not cursing me?
Yeah, this is gross. Alright, So we've got an initial shield break, which is good. It's going to do a lot of early damage before he does that wall change.
Yeah.
And then it looks like he's going to probably rely on Yeti shoulder slamming into him and that drill.
Yeah.
So it is possible.
Yeah. Chadius, Blizzard doesn't have the fixed dice.
So our scaling isn't incredibly high, but Magi Master is going to be nasty no matter what.
Yeah.
But here's really hoping that Burning House does have a character. I mean,
Yeah.
I believe in having a good show, but a Fanatics Tower gate with an a Magi Master gate is just... Whoever rolled this seed, I wanna... They should have been bribed.
I want to give them a raise.
Exactly. A Burning House character will give some good divergence. Otherwise, this is a pretty streamlined seed.
Yes. Maybe Kefka and I should have a character.
Maybe. We have not seen a peek up there, and if Fiery Blizzard gets through this and gets his Mog, there's a good chance that that's where he's going to go next.
Yes.
Alright, so let's see what's waiting for Physics here in the Burning House. Doomgaze.
Your favorite boss, Dwyer?
Only in Kefka's Tower do I really hate this boss. Alright, so yes, nice that Thamasa sold Thunder Rods just to be able to come to this.
Yes. And we have Blizzard getting past Magi Master.
Nice. Just about the same time as Physics gets past his Inferno. What will be our reward? Siren. I mean, that's a good Esper to have.
Yeah.
That does mean this is Fanatics Tower gated.
Not exactly.
Oh, Kefka and Narsh, you're absolutely right.
Yes.
My bad. My mistake.
Yes.
You know what? I'm still gonna say that this is Fanatics Tower gated.
Yeah.
I bet there's not a character at Kefka and Narsh.
I hope Gauss had Kefka and Nosh.
Oh, you're a terrible person. You really are.
Yes, I am. I know I am.
Right? Triggering the Lone Wolf check.
And we have Cerisco with Shadow at Khan.
Well, Physics is going to peek his Fanatics Tower and see the Yeti. And he's either going to nope right out or he's going to save. It looks like he's saving. Yes, Terra would be annoying to see up there. I agree. So Physics is going to be doing his climb, probably fight his dragon, and what was up at the top of Fanatics?
Atma weapon.
Atma weapon, thank you.
With the Lumina being in the backs.
That Illumina will be a nice thing. He'll be happy to see that. Alright, so pretty soon it's going to be a moment of truth. of what's gonna be
Come
in
on,
Kefka Emerge.
gal.
Alright, come on, come on. What are we gonna see? Oh, it's a gal!
Yes!
There's a gal there! What's gonna be behind the Moogle? Oh, and it's an Edgar! Wow, chat is calling it tonight. Crazy. Yeah, I think we'll take Edgar over the Megas Rod. Alright. Well, so Edgar is a natural Illumina user. What did he have on him? Did you see?
No, I'm in dismay that he took out Yeti.
Oh, I guess that's true. He did take out Yeti. So, he is getting this gal. I did not see what the KT skip options were. It could be 7 to 9 characters, so if it rolled a 7th character, this will be skip for Fiery Blizzard. So while normally this might be a crazy play, right now it is not, if it is a 7 character skip.
But it's not necessarily a crazy play, because you would still have to walk down.
That's true. This will give you the warp down. Now, do you do Moogle Defense if you are Fiery Blizzard, since you're right here?
Yes.
You go ahead and do it?
Yes. Just so I don't have to come back to it.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because I'll be thinking either Ancient Castle or Moogle Defense.
Yeah, I'd rather do Moogle Defense than Ancient Castle,
Yes.
I think. Physics has gotten... I know he's gotten, like, X Zone, he's gotten Ice 3, he's gotten Break.
Yeah. Cerise, there has been Warp Stones for sale, but none of our runners bought them. And we have Blizzard going to be doing a gal check.
Yes, he is.
Yes. Which is a great use of using when you're forming up your party.
That's very true. That is one of the things that I have started trying to teach myself, is getting in the habit of making yourself only a 3-character party whenever you're going to things like the gal check, or if you need to go down to a single character for go-go. Big brain plays there.
Yes.
That's why we pay these runners the big bucks. Alright, so we had a Lobo fight on the Velt, but no reward.
Another Lobo fight.
He has not taken any grind fights, has he? Other than the dragon.
No.
So yes, it is a very clean Velt. Amazing. And that is an Esper. Oh, Physics is trying to figure out what to do. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh. The old man killed himself off.
Yes.
He took one for the team.
He finally did something right.
And just to get disastered again.
Glue, Physics didn't even get a chance to bench Yumaro.
Oh, this is a nope out fight.
Nope.
I'm guessing we forgot a Moogle charm here. Got to do it at least once a seed.
Yes. I think I averaged doing that 3 times a seed.
Well, I have seen you race quite a bit, and I think you're about right on that.
Yes.
And Physics gets through that Skull Dragon fight. Not as easy as he would probably like, but all his characters are alive, so that is something.
And he's probably having some nasty words about the dragon right about now, and they even give him a big stick.
Yes, I think he did put on a black belt for that.
Yes.
With that Illumina, that was a big brain move. All right, so what's here in the engine room? What boss do you think we're gonna see?
Doomgaze.
Well, this seed has definitely been the giving of not great things, so possibly. Oh my gosh! I just can't.
I should play the lottery.
You really should. Okay, so we've got Bahamut coming out, and we've got an Illumina. So all things being said, we could probably get through this Doomgaze, but it's not going to be fun.
Yeah.
But hey, we're protected from those dooms. Yeah, Physics is going to follow up with that Yeti. He'll find his Mog.
Yes. And I can picture how Physics is feeling right now.
I can imagine neither one of our runners are very happy right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, except for this. This is nice.
Yes.
Gigantos in a... this is a level in a box, as I like to call it.
Put the X-Zone to good use.
Yeah, for sure.
And from Physics I have, his blood pressure will never be the same. And that X-Zone did a number on him.
Yes, it did. Gigantos is nice with his low magic defense.
Yes.
And weakness to instant death. So easy kill for Physics. Got his levels in a box. Doomgaze, on the other hand, is being quite rude.
At least he doesn't have to worry about Doom.
Silver lining, right?
Yes.
Yeah, always got to find that silver lining. So, does Fiery Blizzard do Ancient Castle? Or does he go ahead and do things like Tomb, Ebbets? I know he's not going to do Burning House.
No.
Where do you think he'll go next?
If the throne comes up empty, I could see Ancient Castle play. Grantham, I already know what his reaction is going to be.
Ragnarok. All right. Ragnarok Esper. You love to see it not being a dead check.
Yes. I got into the habit of trying Ragnarok once on the dragon.
Yeah, I've seen you try that. I think everybody tries that at least once if they
Yes.
can. Have you ever had it work?
Yes, once.
Have you really? That's
Yes.
incredible. I've never actually seen it work. That's probably a good call, Glue. And yes, we are getting an ancient castle play.
Yes.
Before a throne check, even.
I think that was the only highlight from my second race of these flag sets for the month.
I believe so. Fiery Blizzard went after a 7th character when he didn't necessarily need to, so we do know that skip requirements are one of 7 to 9 characters, 11 to 13 espers, or complete 21 to 25 checks. Now, I don't know exactly what number in those ranges the seed rolled.
Ooh, and Blizzard finds a shadow.
Oh,
Ooh.
that is a shadow.
Yeah. Which he's not going to see the light of day with this party. Not with that command.
Yeah, unfortunately, with health acting like the Cure 2 spell, I believe that it will be reflected.
It will. You're correct. It will be reflected.
Exactly, so that's not very valuable at this point. And we've got the fail snail presenter. Thank you, Gretham. And this is why our tracker is absolutely amazing.
T-minus 15 seconds until physics' blood pressure skyrockets more.
Absolutely. Oh man, I was hoping that Ragnarok would turn the...
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping it would work. I want to actually see it. Yeah, he gets to see the fantastic Magi Master here, and I am sure he is not happy. Yeah, with that preemptive fight, Yeti hitting first, we didn't get to smash a shield, a rod. We just got a Yeti.
But at least Yeti is smashing the best he could with that turn.
That's true, and unfortunately physics doesn't have a drill. So he does not have that little extra physical damage, so we're going to be relying mainly on those dice.
But I'm surprised physics isn't using sword tech with Strago.
Yeah, that would get past Magi Master's high physical evade.
Yes.
So yeah, that would be definite hits. That would be a very good strategy for this. Now hopefully he survives. And there's a
Uh,
KT skip for Fiery Blizzard
uh,
with the Celis find.
uh.
And just like with Fiery Blizzard, this Magi Master is being spicy.
Yeah. And with the speed of Magi Master, you'll never get sets up for a turn.
No. So you're really just going to rely on the old man and the hairy yeti.
Yep.
No, Pearl Earring with the plus 20 vigor that they get at the start of the Doom's Rages seed, even with the old man, the sword tech is not going to be bad damage at all. Sigil, how old would you say Strago is? If you could take a guess.
60?
60,
Around
okay.
there? What about you?
So, well, I'm not really sure. I saw something interesting pop up on my Facebook feed the other day, and it was about Strago's birthday. So if this game is, what, 30 years old? Ish?
Yes. Yes.
So does that mean that Strago's like a 90-year-old now?
Yeah.
Cerise is right. He's an older character in an RPG, so he's probably 32.
No, Cerise, he's more like probably like 150.
I believe this is a convenient dragon number
3.
4.
No, 4.
This will be
4.
dragon number 4.
Yeah.
So we're not quite to the auto haste dragon yet.
No, we're at the auto haste.
I thought it was...
Auto haste is 3.
You're right. Auto haste is 3. I'm sorry. It's auto image is 5.
Yes.
Gotcha. And that is dragon number 4 down. So we haven't seen, I don't believe we've seen Fenrir or Gollum yet. Not even a Phantom Esper. So I'm wondering if Fiery, even with his skip, will still double dip the tower to take an extra dragon for that auto image.
You don't have to take double dip the tower for auto image. You could just go back from the first set of switches.
That's true, you can.
Yeah, you can, Cerise.
Yeah, there's a way to open it up to go back.
You just have to make the stairs appear again.
So I think I saw a VK from the Opera Dragon, and then we got a Pearl Lance from Shadow's free check at Gao's dad's house.
Yes.
Yeah, cool VK, bro.
Yeah.
And Physics is going to get his news of Gao.
And then the king himself.
And the king himself. I mean, unless he decides to take the Megas Rod. Nah, I didn't think so.
Nah.
Oh, and we found a Golem.
Oh.
I mean, of all the espers that you kind of want to see, I'm sure it was either Siren or Golem or Fenrir at that point. You know, Chadius,
Huh.
instead of Pearl Lances, you should have done Megas Rods. Because I think we probably would have been like, what, 3 out of 5 at this
Yes.
point?
Yep.
Alright, I'm trying to get an eye on what all these espers has on it. And really, the best thing that it can offer is the Strength +2.
Yes. That's the only thing that matters.
I mean, yes, there is the Magic +1.
Yeah.
I'm not boohooing it. However, at this point, I think you're gonna really
Yeah.
bet on that Strength +2.
Yes. Yep.
All right, and we are getting a first 2 of Magitech play here. They can only be espers or items, so this is a good play by Fiery Blizzard to try to get his last 2 espers. Me personally, I'm gonna guess Pearl Lances 2 and 3.
I'm going with Magus Rods 4 and 5.
Everybody get your bingo cards out. And Dataluma goes down, no problem, on physics side.
Dwyer, if one of these 2 checks is dead, would you go to Magitech 3?
No. I don't think so. One, because I don't really think we kind of need the levels. It's guaranteed progression. No, I think I would still go like Ebbett's Rock. I would still go Velt Cave over that because you can at least peek it. Yeah, I don't think I would keep going through Magitech at this point. What about you?
I probably would go through it.
Oh, you would? Okay, hoping
Yes.
for that guaranteed progression.
That and a couple extra levels since I'm just being a physical fighter.
That's true. Levels are king, especially whenever you're doing the physical stuff.
Yes.
Oh, here is a Yeti.
And we could have had Yeti on the Yeti action.
We could have. But, you know, it didn't happen. So now we've got Illumina and Sword Tech on Yeti action.
Yes. The bad thing about Sword Tech 4, it does take in consideration the enemy's defense.
That's true. You know, if we get up to Sword Tech 6, I think we already have, actually.
No, on physics side we have.
Oh,
not
on physics
on
side.
Blizzards.
Okay. You put a couple of earrings on Strago. I mean, it will probably do some decent damage to get past things like this where you can't break the physical defense.
Yes. And also, Sword Tech 6 is great against Poltergeist since it could stop it.
Exactly. That is a great thing about Stunner.
Yes.
And Physics gets his Doom Gaze. Will he pass his math check? He does.
With flying colors.
Absolutely. And that is a Ragnarok, which is, I mean, big sticks are nice.
Nice.
Not what you want to see, though. Well, So we're gonna see if Blizzard decides to go through all of Magitech, since the first one was dead. What if the second one's dead?
I feel really sad.
Yeah, I mean, I almost
If I
think
was
you'd
the
have to
runner.
admit. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you'd have to admit at that time. And we've got Kefka. Looking a little foppish here in his own Magitech facility.
Yes.
Oh, it does feel so bad, Chadius. It feels so bad when it's double dead.
Yes.
But it's Seraphim. He is going to commit to full Magitech.
This will also bring his characters closer to the max scaling.
That's true.
Because I believe Blizzard should be around. Yeah, because at 20 checks, Gretham, you're already at the max scaling with this flag set. And the statues hurt at that level.
They do. All right, so if Physics gets his Celis and decides to not do Ancient Castle, that's going to buy him a little bit of time.
Yes.
Because we know Golem is basement, so that will be his unlock.
Yes.
Ooh, this is a nasty fight, but Fiery Blizzard gets through it no problem. Easy peasy. Wonderful tracker Gretham. How many checks is Physics at? 17.
If Skip is 21 checks, he'll definitely get Skip then. Because I believe he still has the Opera Dragon left.
Unless he decides to just forgo Skip, and as soon as he gets his unlock, go ahead and climb the tower. That would be pretty ballsy, though.
Yes.
And
Okay.
Physics will
What?
save a lot of time by not doing Ancient Castle and not doing all of Imtech. However, you're right about those levels. He will be lacking in those where Blizzard will have them. That is a very good question, Cerise. I do not know. And we have Senior Behemoth at the very end of Magitech. Not a terrible boss to find, although this Pearl will make him very angry. As we see this Grand Train coming out.
Yes. That poor Go-Go.
Yeah, that Go-Go hasn't survived much at all this run.
No. I'm surprised Blizzard kept Go-Go in.
Well, yeah, I can kind of see that a little bit. Okay, Physics was Considering a Magitech play?
I think he had Edgar in front just for South Figaro.
Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so it looks like Physics is going for his skip. However, his levels aren't bad.
And this is here where Physics would tell me get out of the menu.
Well, it is the hardest boss of the game.
Yes.
I think he's just looking for last-minute spells to learn, and then he'll probably load up his Espers for Final Kefka.
But really, the only spells would be quick at this point.
That's true.
Because with lanes, Strago will probably be able to take one himself. Mog has fixed dice. And then you just have to worry about the third.
That's true. And then we'll get the Illumina, or not the Illumina, we'll get the VK here. And this is going to be a very quick dragon fight on Physics side. Except for dice are going to dice.
Yeah.
Gretham, that's a good point. Gogo could air anchor, so that frees up Setzer to just swing. And we are getting a tower play into the statues, taking advantage of a skip by Blizzard. So first one in the tower. Yeti is staying on the airship.
I don't know if I could watch his side anymore.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll watch his side, you watch Physics.
Yes.
I will spare you that pain. That's what friends do, right?
Yeah.
A big shout out to Drinks Glue for doing our Twitch commands, giving some love to these runners, putting this restream on, and giving us his wonderful time.
And also putting this event on for us.
Absolutely.
Which this is a monthly event, so if anyone wants to join it, they could go right ahead.
Alright, we've got Physics entering his tower. He will have to run the whole thing. And no, he is going for skip, isn't he? Yes, he is.
I think he's going for the double run.
Oh, you think so? Not the skip?
Way because if he was going for skip, it would be middle lane.
Oh, that's right. You are right.
Yes. No, Rybon, this is one of the things me and Physics talked about, where he does the double run when he should be more aggressive and not do it.
Alright. Blizzard is, this goddess is being a little mean right now. Between healing herself with the bolts and taking out the party with those bolt edges, this is not a fun fight. However, she is down. That is a Storm Dragon casting Ultima.
Yes.
And that is what high-level scaling will do.
Courtesy of level 50 dragons.
That was beautiful.
Yes.
Folks, you didn't think you'd see big blue bubbles, but here we are, big blue bubbles.
If you're on Team Physics, you're going to really hope that the remaining two statues give Blizzard a real hard time. For a while.
And we've got Ultros 1 as our Guardian spot fight.
Isn't that our first Ultra sighting?
It is!
He was great at hide and seek today.
He was. I bet he wished he would have stayed a little bit more hidden, though, after
I know.
taking those 2 swings to the face. And what's it gonna be? It is Doom. So that means his Strago will be able to use Stunner. No. Strago was on Goddess, wasn't it?
Yes. No.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, this Doom fight will be okay.
Yes. Easy peasy.
And that Illumina is going to do quick work. And very nice action economy by Blizzard. Only swinging with the person that's actually going to hit Doom. Saves a little bit of time there. Which means we just have our spicy chicken left. Alright, so we've got Spicy Chicken left on Fiery Blizzard's side. Physics still has to do an Ultros and 3 statues. Physics made up a lot of good time, not doing Ancient Castle and full Magitech. However, I think Fiery Blizzard having that skip very, relatively early and just being able to find those characters early by going to Fanatic's Tower, I think gave him the lead. Of course, it is not over, with Final Kefka being the great equalizer and Spicy Chicken always being a little spicy. But all that's left between Blizzard and the God Clown is this nasty little Satan's Poultry, as one of our the children of one of our favorite runners calls it. So how would you feel about Final Kefka with the offense that we have?
Oh, I love Final Kefka right now. Because I feel there'll be really nothing standing in my way.
Oh, okay. Okay. We don't have a whole lot to, if anything, to break the damage cap, though. We did not find an offering. I know we have a Genji glove, but I'm not sure if anybody is wearing it.
No. Setzer on both sides, I believe, is wearing the gauntlet.
Ooh. Spicy. Spicy being spicy. Physics making very quick work of Ultros. And I think that Edgar is relatively safe. And North Cross coming out. We're going to see how many people get frozen.
I think that's
Looks-
2.
Yep, we got a frozen Mog and a frozen old man. And this spicy chicken fight is a slog. We do not want to see another wave cannon because that could actually take out Edgar. Did Mog get frozen on Blizzard's side? I think it's hard for me to see with that that auto reflect. Oh,
Ooh.
not what you want to see.
No. The goner with no one else up.
Oh, that is terrible. Okay, JP, that makes a little bit more sense. I'll still give Blizzard credit for action economy, though. That's what he would have done anyway.
You know, Cerise, I know physics likes peeking when the statue.
All right, so he will now know how to set up his party. For these statues, he'll be able to put the best people on Goddess and the best people on Pulte. Looks like we're gonna have a Setzer and a Mog on Poltergeist, a Strago, and a Yeti on Goddess. Do you agree with that lineup?
Yeah. But I wonder if physics forgot how many checks. Oh, never mind. He had skip.
Yeah, he had skip. He got skip on his second dragon fight.
Yeah.
All right, we are down to just Edgar again. Hopefully we do not get another goner.
No.
This could be equally bad if it actually hits.
Yeah.
Okay, good. We got a miss. Come on, Edgar. Keep those procs coming. Right, we are going to have dueling poltergeist fights. This is actually coming out to be a very close race. All right. Are you sitting on the edge of your chair yet? Because I am.
Oh, I already am.
Okay, good. All right, so Wave Cannon is going to actually... No, that's South Cross. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Wave Cannon and Goner are what we really don't want to see on Blizzard's side. This could be really bad, too. Okay, good. Physics is making very, very quick work of this Pulte, just because he was able to kind of peek and see who to put there. Plus, he was able to put his good people. since he had already cleared middle lane, he was able to stack his parties a little better. And that is Poltergeist down for Physics. Ladies and gentlemen, we have quite a race.
And Poltergeist down for Blizzard.
Oh boy, so we just have a Goddess for Physics, and Blizzard is on Kefka. Alright, Sigil, you want to announce a little game?
Yes. We'd love to play. Guess how long the first run it would take on Final Kefka. I'm going with 8 minutes and 15 seconds for Blizzard. What about you, Dwyer?
I'm gonna go a straight 9 minutes.
And we encourage everyone in chat to play along with us. The winner gets a lot of fake internet points.
And bragging rights for like a week.
Yes.
Drinks Lou, I think you need to be. You're watching a different game. But if Blizzard is actually playing 2 randomizers at one time, that is incredibly impressive.
I know, Dwyer, Lavos might be really Kefka in disguise. For all we know.
I mean, listen, I'm going to admit this publicly on the internet. I have never played Chrono Trigger. I've only watched it. I know there's a lot of time travel, but I don't know if there's actually world travel.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay, well, it's out there.
We have to change that.
I have come out as never having played Chrono Trigger. Now, back to the game. We have Tier 1 of Final Kefka.
Where Long Arm is weak to instant death, and the head will change your party's rows, and when it gets low on HP, it casts Red, which has a chance to stone you, and its death counter is Quake, while Short Arm just hits you really hard.
It does hit very, very hard. Now, one of the things I have not been paying attention to is what our armor situation is on either of our runners.
Knowing Physics, probably not good.
Probably. He probably sold it all.
Yes. I'm guilty of that. Also.
We all are. It brings to mind my Moogle in her Moogle cup selling Minervas. And me thinking she was absolutely crazy. And Physics is on his switches at 119.56.
And we have Blizzard going on to Tier 2.
Now, Blizzard did not find his siren, so he will have to deal with Magic being very rude.
Magic really won't be rude today because of the auto reflect.
That is very true. I was just getting ready to say that, and you beat me to it. If anything, Magic is just going to waste time.
Yes.
Oh, look, there's Flare. Alright, Physics start at 120.49.
I'm going with 8:45 for Physics.
Okay. Physics throwing out some X-Zone to get rid of Long Arm. Either he did not want to wait for that air anchor, or he just wanted to try both.
Yes.
I do want to give Physics a little bit of a shout out. For anybody in the community, if you did not know, he has been working very hard on a very extensive Final Kefka video review, where he goes through each of the tiers and goes into great detail about their scripting, weaknesses, how to do them. So
Yes.
whatever happens with this race, definitely give him some love for the hard work that he's put in for those
Yes.
videos.
And he has tiers 1 through 3 released already. He's working on tier 4.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime,
Okay.
we have both of them on tier 2 at this point. We've got 4 parts to tier 2. I should have went through this earlier, but we've got tools in the middle, which can be instant death, as we saw on Blizzard's side. Magic can be muted, as we will probably see on physics side, although I don't know. Tiger, who is weak to ice, and hit, which just hits really hard. Welcome in, Game Detective. Welcome in, Jay Brunter. You might be coming in on the final Kefka fight, but it is one of the most exciting fights, so that's okay. Alright, we've got dispel counters on magic on Blizzard sides. However, since magic was not muted, we don't know if those are just counters or if they were not death counters. And you love seeing those big quad 9 hits with those big sticks.
But I don't love seeing that Mog kneeling or sitting there.
No, no. You don't want to see that at all. However, that's a good use of the Drain spell. Since we can't use the Cure spells because of the auto reflect, Drain is not a bad way to heal your party.
Right. Which we have Blizzard got moving on to tier 3. Girl in the back has 9,999 HP and absorbs every element. And if you don't kill Girl first, she'll cast Life 2 on Sleep, and that'll just restore 999 HP, 9,999 HP to Sleep. While Sleep starts off the fight with doing an AoE attack, Whirlwind or Murden, and then alternates between single target and AoE going forward until you get her down to the second phase, which you have to do about 28,000 damage, which she'll just cast Meteor every turn and counter with Meteor or Train. And her death count is 1 to 2 calmness.
Which thankfully we have the calmness protection by getting that Golem. However, not being able to break that damage cap unless a weapon procs, we might be seeing more Meteors and Trains than we really want to see.
Yes.
Alright, Golem is coming up on Blizzard's side. Protect him from that calmness. I have not been counting damage, so I do not know how close he is to actually killing Sleep off.
Yes. Should be around like about 10k left. Now, like probably between 2 and 3.
Alright, so we are definitely in that counter phase.
Yes.
We got lucky because he did not counter that one swing.
Yes.
Alright, here we go with calmness. And on to tier 4.
You want to do the honest Raya?
Of course, Final Kefka has 60,000 HP. Unless our runners do 30k HP, 30k damage, he will do Fallen One, which will take our runners down to 1 HP. This can be mitigated by a Mega Elixir, because our cure spells are going to be reflected, so no good on those. Once we get past that, we're going to be into what we want to call the Goner phase, where most runners will wait until the Goner phase starts to charge up, where Kefka gets the big skull in his hand or the big head in his hand, and you just unleash as much damage as possible. In the event that we don't kill him during the Goner phase, you then have to be very careful to not get him within 10k of his final life, just because then we could get ultima counters, and ultima counters at these parties' HP levels could be a total party wipe. thankfully, we are going to get past the Fallen One stage and get into our counter phase with the hyperdrives and the Havoc Wings. Here we go into the Goner phase, and this is where Blizzard wants to really unleash as much damage as he possibly can. Yes, Physics did do tier 3 very quickly.
Yes.
He's got slightly better offense, I think. And that is a crack pow for Fiery Blizzard.
Where Blizzard finishes with a time of 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 29 seconds.
GG's Blizzard. Get your GG's in chat. I'm sure we will be getting Blizzard in for an interview in just a few moments. Hello, Mr. Blizzard.
GG's Blizzard.
Oh, looks like we gave him a good race.
Yes.
Yes, you definitely did. Wow. Where do we start with this seed? Do you want to start with the Fanatics Tower gate? Or...
Well, I mean, I just assume it was a gate given how many characters were behind that Umaru, but I wasn't even playing around. I played enough Doom Seeds during the Warring Triads to know that if you get a Setzer that early with that party, or sorry, a Strago that early with that party, peek it immediately, especially when you know where shields are in a shop.
Well, I can tell you it was 100% Fanatics Tower gated.
Beautiful. I wasn't sure whether or not Serpent's Trench was going to yield a character or not. That was the only question there.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's true. We don't know about Serpent's Trench.
GG's Physics.
GG's.
GG's.
Thank you. Ow. That was too many blood pressure spikes for my liking.
So, do I need to send someone over to check on you?
I maybe. Oh my gosh, a lot of real clenchers in that particular seed. I especially love the very beginning when I got magnitude aided, when that last stupid chicken thing was one hit away after I spent like 3 minutes killing them all. It was really cool. Great way to start the seed. I don't know, highlights. X-Zone on that Skull Dragon was super great after I had already finished Fanatics Tower top, and Setzer dodged it. Very lucky. Mog blocking. Really? Oh man, yeah, Mog blocking 4 hits in a row on tier 2 10 hits to save his own life because he was 1 hit away. Awesome. But yeah, no, Fiery, I finished Fanatics Tower, was going down, fought the dragon. Strago got confused and then cast X-Zone and killed himself. And only one that was still standing was my non-magic user, and it was very terrifying.
Trust me, I can understand that. No, I immediately went Fanatics Tower. I actually fought the dragon, then walked all the way down to save, just in case it was an ice absorbent boss up in the top of the tower. Because I was like, I'm not dealing with... Because I didn't take a random encounter. I just decided to buy a couple ice shields, walk up Fnatic, saw Yumara there. I'm like, I bet.
Oh my gosh. You are, again, like, I'm sure Sigil mentioned it in comms, but I'm very safe. So I did not do that. I had rods. I had like 6 thunder rods. I was no problem killing a dragon until that.
I have a question for you, Physics.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Why made you do Burning House over checking Fanatics?
I didn't like my magic, and I don't like how weak magic is in this seed. And I just was like, you know what? I'm going to take a bet on Burning House. And it helps me stay above scaling anyway. So I figured the levels wouldn't hurt. In any other seed, I would have just checked Fanatics and rolled with it with Ice 3, but I did not feel okay with one single type of magical defense or offense, and I didn't find these shields that Fiery just mentioned, so I didn't have those.
But you also
So-
saw Ice Rods early.
Yeah,
I
Ice Rods were in
did.
South Figaro, World of Bounds, and the
Yes.
Ice Shields were in World of Bounds, Narsh.
Yeah, I didn't check Narsh armor shop. I didn't check Narsh in the beginning at all. I skipped it entirely. So, didn't see that. I'm glad I did World of Ruin Burning House because those rods really did help. I don't think I could have done Fanatics Tower without them at that point in the seed. Because even with them, I barely survived the dragon, but only because of shenanigans. He was very rude. He's normally very relaxed. He was not relaxed today. No chill.
It's because of the flag set.
I know.
I just kind of looked at it. I was like, huh, Skull Dragon should be fine. If it was Ice Dragon, I was just dead in the water. And I was doing significantly less damage as you would expect at level 3. And I was just like, okay, am I going to get lucky enough that I can mimic an Ice Shield break twice?
Oh man, that's a heck of a move because I checked everything. That was my last check. So I last checked Fanatics.
Okay.
Which was fine. Nothing went particular.
Second to last check.
Oh, besides Can. Yeah, Kefka
Yes.
and Narsh I didn't do. Didn't check that. I was already World of Ruin, so I checked, Fanatics.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I got to do a couple things for the fans. I kept Umaro, which, okay, listen. First of all, let me just say, this seed, I used Fixed Dice and Umaro. Is this me playing, or is this a doppelganger? Because
Can I
don't
just
do
say
that.
this? Physics, you're the unofficial winner for keeping Amaro in your party.
I didn't like anybody else. I got everybody else too late, and I was like, he's just gonna stay. And Gogo, I really wanted to keep, but I changed my mind after finding out that Mog could use the Fixed Dice, and it's just like, okay, fine, I'll do that. And I also got to show the interesting way to get skip, which was right up my alley because I got to not only double run the tower, but backdoor the second dragon to get my skip.
Yeah.
I meant to go get a 5th dragon, and I just completely forgot. Like, I had character skip well before check skip, but I have both of them anyways. And this is like, oh, I'm gonna go buy Ice Shield, take a dragon Kefka Tower to get auto image, and I just accidentally went statues. I'm like, I guess this is my life now.
Listen.
And then Pulte, turns out Pulte can do 2,800 Gunners.
At level 50.
And it's a problem when you only have 2740 HP.
Yes.
Yes, my double running probably again bought me a lot of time because I was sure I was behind after my intro. But yeah, I was at 18 checks when I unlocked. So I did the Opera Dragon and then I did KT and I didn't do Toilet Atma at all. I did full right and I was going to run the whole tower and kill mid. But I killed both dragons along the way by crossing over and backdooring the second one for skip, then finished it and worked out.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here at 23 checks when I got my unlock. What?
Wow.
So, Physics did not do Ancient Castle, nor did he do full M-Tech.
Yeah.
I didn't touch him tech. Didn't even walk in.
I did full M-Tech because literally every single check that I had left also sucked. So I was like, I guess I'll take the levels from the minecart.
That was me in Burning House.
And if it's 10th character, it's going to be faster than literally every other check I have on the table. So it's just it was basically a play. It wasn't.
Yeah. What made you keep Gogo the whole time?
Shield breaks half the time. I mean, it was Gogo was basically going to play utility with Strago. Was the idea here. And then I saw how terrible Sortek was even when you have Mag +1 on a character for the entire time. So, yeah, it just turned into, I guess I'll use you to break shields, and that's what it was.
Yeah, I think Strago started with like 11 magic.
23. Setzer started with 25. Which was hilarious, because my original, at the very beginning of the seed, I decked out Strago, and I took a look at the stats screen, and I'm like, what? And then had to switch that around.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Doom Seeds are not kind to stunner strats, for sure.
Yeah.
No. But it was... Yeah, I mean, the Fanatics Tower was partially because, again, I know how Doom Seeds can roll, especially with required Fanatics in that party. But also, there's so much value on that top chest in this flag set.
Especially on this one. That Illumina was nice.
Yes, it was.
Where was the fixed dice? 'Cause I definitely didn't find any of that.
Returners, if you're going
in the-
toward Leet, in that back room to the
Yes.
upper right.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I went to Narsh, I skipped Returners because the first thing I did was Zone Eater, shockingly.
I did
And-
Culligan and then straight into Zone Eater, and then from Zone Eater I went back to World of Balance and hit Returners along the way.
Yeah, I just hit Narsh instead. So that
Yeah,
was...
I didn't bother with that. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go loot some more, and found the fixed dice early, which was very helpful. But yeah, like I
Yeah.
mentioned, I ran into chicken lips, the like 6 of them or whatever, and I got it down to 1, and it magnitude aided me at level 3 and killed everybody.
Yeah.
It was very, very annoying.
I enjoyed the fact when I got the gal from Kefka and Narsh running all those mob checks. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, wait a minute. I haven't taken a random encounter because I did the entire Fanatics at level 3. Let's go.
Oh, so
Yeah.
no, my
Yeah.
route seemed to have been cleaner at least, but my gameplay wasn't.
Yeah, I
Pulte
forgot
is
that
going
you
to
had-
always...
Yeah.
Pulte...
Yeah,
Pulte
certain
continues to
aspects
be-
physics.
Yeah, Dwyer, what were you gonna say?
Oh, just that I had forgotten that Blizzard hadn't taken a random encounter. So whenever the second Lobo showed up, I was like, "Hey, this actually is a great time."
I wasn't going to touch the Velt with a 10-foot pole. Like, not at all. I stayed as
No.
far away from that stupid place as I possibly could because, I mean, burning house. I took grind fights everywhere. I was like, no, there's no way. There's not a
No.
chance.
I was like, okay, I hadn't seen Senior Behemoth, who happened to be at the end of Magitech, and I hadn't seen White Dragon, so I'm like, I'm safe, relatively. So let's just go. Otherwise, yeah, if I had taken a random counter, there's no way. I hate Gauss check. I hate the Velts so much.
Me too. Terrible. Terrible check. No fun.
Terrible. I don't know, did you search for Katana Soul at all? Because I just had no desire to.
I did on the way. So if I went anywhere, like I did, you know, Strago's, not Strago's, but Setzer's check. So I did check the Monster in a Box there, World of Ruin Narsh. Just if I was in the area, I would check it. And I think I hit a Gigantos, which was nice. Where was that at? I think that was Narsh. So that was a good boost early. But no, there was no Katana Soul. All my offense was just banked into Setzer with an Illumina and Mog with the
Strike.
fixed dice. That was it.
Yes. The Strike Plus 2 just stayed on Setzer the entire time.
I had it on Strago first,
Same.
just to
Sword Tech
work on
7.
some Sword Tech and Sword Tech 7. But then I was like, I'm gonna switch it over when I got the Illumina, and then yeah, he was just slapping for 9s left and right, and fixed dice
Oh,
were
yeah.
fixed dice. But I had plenty of shields to crack, and I had Umaro hitting for 6,000 with chest bumps. I bought a Rage Ring and never equipped it. Oops. But anyway, enough about that.
I have just one last thing, and this is directly to Glue, who rolled this seed. What was that mid-game? Going from Magi Master that was required into Doomgaze, and if you want to engine removes, Doomgaze down there. It's just like, why are you doing this?
Because
Like
I
that
wish
over in
Doom,
Kefka's Tower.
because I wish Doomgaze down there.
Yeah, it
Oh
was
gosh,
Sigil's
the
fault.
chat and Sigil were calling all the bad stuff.
Oh, and it worked out. They called it
It
right.
worked. Yeah, they called it right. They called. I think they
Well-
called Magi Master, and they called Doomgaze.
They called
even called the
Doomgaze and Gal.
Yeah, they even called the characters you were gonna find. It was incredible.
That is amazing. Thankfully, Magimaster was kind of a puppy dog after he killed my 2 weaklings, and I beat the math check and had an Illumina slapping hard, so neither of them were particularly threatening. I did get into a bit of a death loop on Magimaster because I was really wanting to get my worthless characters up, but then I was like, oh wait, why am I
I
doing
did-
that?
Yeah,
I did the same thing to both Magi Master and Doomgaze. I was like, what am I doing? Because,
Yeah.
like,
physics.
Setzer was
I made-
completely invulnerable.
Yeah.
He had a Minerva and an Illumina. It's
Yeah.
just like, okay. And Drill.
Physics. I may have commented that you'll never get sets up for a turn.
Yeah, I mean, I only tried to get him up twice, I think, maybe 3 times. I was like, what am I doing? Sword Tech 1,
Yes.
Sword Tech 1, Sword Tech 1.
Exactly.
And then he went down and it was fine. But of course,
Yes.
then there was Umaro being Umaro. How many times in a row did he just attack and completely miss? Like 4 times in a row? Very
Yeah.
annoying.
And at certain points, you were in your menu too much.
Ugh. In Doom, I'm gonna be in my menu too much, especially with bad offense. Like, I just couldn't figure out what exactly I wanted to do with everybody. And I spent too much time in the Esper menu, but I really wanted
Yes.
Cure Magic. The reason why I wanted Cure Magic was because I thought I had Reflect. Turns out, don't have Reflect, so didn't ever use it.
Yeah.
That's just my inexperience with Doom Seeds and stuff like that. Is
Yeah.
I have Ultras League habits, and yeah, it was late healing magic for Cure 3, so
Yeah.
I did it and then regretted it.
I do want to say, I tried really hard to Ragnarok at least one Dragon this seed, and I hate the fact that it never worked.
I mean, I was really hoping it would because I've never actually seen it happen. So I was like, fingers crossed every time you did it.
I didn't
It's
even
like, I
know
have a
you could.
Mimic command, I get 2 chances per Dragon, let's go. No. No. It's very sad.
It was sad. It was very sad. All right. Well, does anybody have anything else they want to add before we sign off for the night?
Fiery, I'll let you start off.
Yeah, I'll just add, thanks Glue for putting all this together. It's fun to get live races again. Physics, obviously. Thank you for racing me. It's always fun and a pleasure. And,
yeah.
Dwyer and Sigil, thank of course for commentating, Griffin for tracking. I believe this is it for our pod this month, so I will congratulate Jesus the Frog for taking the pod this month. Very well run, and this was a lot of fun.
Thank you guys
Isn't he
for
a
putting on a great
4-0?
race.
Yeah, I think JTF won 3-0. Yeah.
3-0. Okay. Oh, well, 3-1. Oh, yeah. Never mind. Math is hard.
And
Don't worry,
as we
he
just heard from Glue, new groups are gonna announce this weekend.
Okay. Do we have to re-sign up?
Glue, do we have to
No,
you
you don't.
said no in the beginning.
No, you
just
don't have
let 'em
to
know if
re-
you don't want to.
You don't have to re-sign up, but if you want to come or go for a month, or just let me know.
Okay. That was a lot of fun. So.
I had a good time. I'll, echo what Fiery Blizzard said. Sigil and Dwyer, you guys, I'm sure you talked a bunch of smack today. I appreciate you both commentating. You're amazing. Gretham, thank you so much in the background for doing the tracking. And of course, Glue, just like Fiery Blizzard said, thank you very much for throwing this whole thing together and, pushing the buttons in the background for us. And for those interested in trying Worlds Collide, we do have the Moogle Cup coming soon, which I'm sure the two Moogle Cup CFOs and CIO here have let you know, but those are starting soon, so please sign up if you're interested. But thanks again for hosting us. We appreciate it.
Of course. And thank you again for letting us show off this great race. Glue, thanks for the restream. Gretham, thanks for pushing buttons. Sigil, pleasure as always.
Right back at you, and thank you for the amazing race.
Of course. So if
Yes.
nobody has anything else, we will say good night for the night.